Good morning, children. We have started our lesson number 2, Periodic Classification of Elements from Science Part 1. And today, children, we are going to learn the last topic of this lesson, that is periodic trends in the modern periodic table. So, let's begin. Periodic trends. Now, what is periodic trends? When the property of element in a period or a group are compared, certain regularity is observed in their variation. Children, now if we compare the properties of elements, whether they are in a group or they are present in a period, when their properties are compared, we can observe a certain regularity, and that regularity is called as periodic trends in the modern periodic table. Okay, so what is a periodic trend? When properties of elements in a period or a group are compared, certain regularity is observed in their variation, and this is called as periodic trend in the modern periodic table. So, what characteristics we are going to learn in this peri- uh, periodic trend? It is atomic size, metallic, non-metallic character, and valencies. Okay, so we are going to consider only these three properties of elements in modern periodic table. Okay, so let's see the first one. The first property which we are going to learn is valency. Valency. It is the ability of an atom to gain or lose electrons in order to achieve the noble gas configuration. Children, now an atom which has the ability to either lose electron or either gain electron. Now why they want to lose or gain electron? To attain the stability in the atom, right? To complete its octet so that it can achieve the noble gas configuration. And we know that noble gas, their octets is complete. That means they have complete 8 electrons in their outermost shell. So all the elements, okay, they want to attain stability. For that, either they lose electron or they gain electron. So the ability of an atom to gain or lose electron in order to achieve the noble gas configuration is called as valency. Valency, it is also referred to as the ability of an element to combine with other element. If an atom or an element has the ability to combine with the other elements to form its compound, that is also referred to as valency. Understood, children? Let's take an example. Sodium, the electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1, right? And that of magnesium is 2, 8, 2, right? So what we can say here is the outermost shell is having one electron, right? And sodium requires 7 electrons to complete its octet. So what is easy for sodium? Is it easy to lose one electron or gain 7 electrons? Correct. It is easy for sodium to lose one electron. Therefore, we can say sodium has the valency 1. Okay. Now look at magnesium. How many electrons are present in the valence shell? 2 electrons. So it is easy for magnesium to lose 2 electrons, right? So what will it do? It will lose electron and complete its octet. Therefore, we can say the valency of magnesium is 2, right? And what we can say of chlorine? It has The atomic number is 17, right? So the outermost shell, it has how many electrons? 7. So it would be difficult for chlorine to lose all 7 electrons, but easy to gain 1 electron. So what is the valency of chlorine? 1. Are you getting me, children? Good. So now if we look from in the period, children, okay, if we go from left to right in a period, what we can observe is, first let us see the elements which are present in period 3. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, chlorine, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon, right? These are the elements which are present in period 3 if we observe from left to right. What is the electronic configuration of sodium? It is 2, 8, 1. So we can say that valency of sodium is 1. That of magnesium, what is the electronic configuration? 2, 8, 2. So the valency would be 2. Correct. What is the valency of aluminium then? It would be 3. Correct. Now look at silicon, children. What is the electronic configuration? 2, 8, 4. Right? So here the valency is 4. So silicon will not either lose electron or nor it will gain electron. Here silicon, what will it do? It will share the electrons. Okay, here it will have covalent bond. It will share the electrons. Now look at phosphorus. What is the electronic configuration? 2, 8, 5. So losing 5 electrons for phosphorus is difficult. So it will gain 3 electrons to complete its octet. So what it is doing? It is gaining 3 electrons. So here the valency is 3. What is valency? Ability to lose or gain electron, right? So here it is gaining 3 electrons. So we are saying that it has the valency 3. What is the valency of silicon then? Sulfur. 2 is the valency. Why? It is easy to gain 2 electrons. Chlorine 2, 8, 7. So it will have the valency 1. And argon. It is a noble gas, right? Its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 8. So it has octet is complete. Therefore, we can say the valency is 0. So, by observing this period from left to right, what we can say, children, that first the valency increases and then the valency decreases. Are you getting me, children? Good. Now, children, if we have a look on the groups, okay, if we go down the group, what we can say is that what are the elements present here? Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, right? So what we can say here, children? What is the electronic configuration when you observe here? The valence electron, okay, in the outermost shell is what? It is 1. So we can observe here down the group valency remains the same. Valency is not changing. It is 1. Okay. Are you getting me, children? So what variations can we observe in this valency if we observe the modern periodic table? If we go from left to right, okay, so we can say that valency increases and then decreases, okay, in a period. And if we observe the groups, okay, if we go down the group, we can observe that valency remains the same, right? Left to right in a period, first it increases, then decreases, and down the group, as the number of valence electron remains the same, valency also remains the same. Understood, children? Good. The second property which we are going to learn is atomic size. Now, children, the size of an atom is indicated by its radius. Okay, so what is atomic radius then? It is the distance between the nucleus of an atom and its outermost shell. Okay, so what is atomic radius? The distance between the nucleus and the outermost shell. The distance between these two, the nucleus and the outermost shell, is called as atomic radius, and it is expressed in the unit picometer, pm, which is smaller than nanometer. So 1 picometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 12 m. Okay, so the unit of atomic radius is what? Picometer. And what is the atomic size? Atomic radius. Atomic radius is the distance between the nucleus of an atom and its outermost shell. Understood? Children, now if we observe the elements from left to right in a period, what is happening? The number of shells remains the same. Look here in lithium, what is the electronic configuration? 2, 1. So it will have two shells, right? In the first shell, 2 electrons, and the second, 1 electron, outermost shell. So in the barium, the electronic configuration is 2, 2. So here in the outermost shell, the number of electron has increased, right? Now it is 2. So what is happening? Valence electron is increasing, right? You will find that the valence electron is increasing as we go from left to right. So we can say that atomic radius will go on decreasing from going left to right within a period. And what is the reason behind here this? While going from left to right within a period, the atomic number increases by 1, meaning the positive charge on the nucleus increases by 1 unit at a time, right? So the electron is increasing. If the electrons are increasing, so we know that protons are positively charged and electrons are negatively charged. So there is a force of attraction. It will pull towards itself proton towards, right? It will pull towards itself the electron. So what will happen if it is pulling that electrons which are negatively charged towards the nuclear? So the atomic radius will keep on decreasing. So children, due to the increased nuclear charge, the electrons are pulled towards the nucleus to a greater extent, and thereby the size of the atom decreases. Are you getting me, children? Electrons are negatively charged and protons are positively charged. Therefore, they will attract each other, and therefore the protons which are present in the nucleus will pull the electron towards the nucleus to a greater extent, and therefore the atomic radius will decrease, the size will decrease. Okay? Now children, look here. If we observe the periodic table down the group, okay, if we observe the group, what is happening here? Number of shells is increasing. Look here, in hydrogen the atomic number is 1, so it will have only 1 electron in its shell, okay, 1 shell and 1 electron. Lithium electronic configuration is 2, 1, so it will have 1 electron in its outermost shell, right? So the number of shell has increased, right? Now it has 2 shells. Now in sodium, if you observe it, the electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. So here also the number of shell has increased. It has now become, there are 3 shells now. And what we can observe here, children, is that valence electron is the same, right? We will find that while going down the group, the atomic size keeps on increasing, right? Atomic size is increasing because the number of shells are increasing, right? This is because while going down a group, a new shell is added, right? And therefore, the distance between the outermost electron and the nucleus goes on increasing. है ना? As a result of this, atomic size increases in spite of increased nuclear charge, right? The atomic size is increasing even if the nuclear charge is increased. That means the outermost shell, it is having only one electron. So it is not attracting towards the nucleus. Still, when the shells are increasing. Okay, so what is happening here? Number of shells increases and valence electron remains the same. So what variations we can observe in atomic size in this periodic table? Atomic size, if we observe the periods from left to right, atomic size decreases, right? While when we observe down the group, atomic size increases. Okay, see, look here, left to right in a period, as the nuclear charge increases, the electrons are pulled to a greater extent and therefore atomic size decreases. Okay, and if we look down the group, the number of shell increases as we go down in a group and therefore atomic size increases. Understood, children? Good. Now, children, we will learn the third property, that is metallic and non-metallic character. Children, can you observe on your screen what it is? It is the common salt, right? So, the chemical name of it is NaCl. Now, this NaCl, that is sodium chloride. It is an ionic compound. What is ionic compound? That means it can make cations and anions, right? We know that sodium is a metal and chlorine, it is a non-metal. Okay, so an ionic compound is made of what? Metals and non-metals. It is seen from this chemical formula, right? And children, metals, they have a tendency to make cations and non-metals, they make anions. Now what are cations and anions? Cations means it can lose one electron. Okay, it can lose the valence electron in its valence shell. This property, okay, this losing of, when it loses its valence electron, it becomes cation. It has positive charge. Whereas non-metals, they gain electrons. Okay, therefore they make anions and carry negative charge. So understood this cations and anions. Now let us see why do these metals make cations and non-metals are anions. Children, now first look at these noble gases. They are present in group 18. So they have 8 electrons in their valence shell, right? So look here, let's see with one example of argon. What is the electronic configuration? It is 2, 8, 8. That means 8 electrons are present in its outermost shell. That means it has complete its octet, right? It has completed its octet state, है ना? It has completed its octet state. That means it has 8 electrons. So it is very stable element. We know that noble gases are stable element. So they do not share electron. They do not gain or they do not lose electron. Their outermost shell is complete. That means it has gained its octet state. Understood here? Now look at this example, children. Sodium. What is the electronic configuration? 2, 8, 1. So it is having one electron in its outermost shell. Right? So for sodium, is it easy to lose one electron or easy to gain 7 electron so that it can complete its octet? Yes, it is easy to lose one electron, right? And look at chlorine. The electronic configuration is 2, 8, 7. So is it easy for chlorine to gain one electron or lose 7 electrons? Yes, it is easy for chlorine to gain one electron. So when sodium loses its one electron, it is it has completed its octet state. Therefore, now it has gained a positive charge. So, by losing one electron, it has gained positive charge and the electronic configuration now is 2, 8. And chlorine, it has accepted that one electron, okay, and has completed its octet, right? It has gained electron, so it will have a negative charge. So by losing one electron, sodium has gained positive charge. That means it has formed its cation, okay, and it has a positive charge. While chlorine, it has gained one electron, so there is a minus sign, okay, and it has formed the cations. Now, since they are having positive and negative charge, so they will attract each other, right, and they will form an ionic compound, NaCl. Understood now? See, let's see the characteristics of metals and non-metals. In metals, the number of valence electron is less, whereas in non-metals, the number of valence electrons are more, right? The nuclear charge is less in metals and the nuclear charge is more in non-metals. Now you understood what is the nuclear charge? Good. Metals have tendency to lose electrons. Metals can easily lose electrons while non-metals they have a tendency to gain electrons. And children, the tendency of losing electron is called as electropositivity. What is electropositivity? An element, an atom which have a tendency to lose electron. When the electrons are loose, they are called as electropositive. And when the elements they have a tendency to gain electrons, this tendency is called as electronegativity. Okay children, remember what is electropositivity and electronegativity. Electropositivity means the tendency to lose electrons and electropositivity means the tendency to gain electrons. Okay? Children, now if we observe the periodic table left to right in a period, what we can say is that atomic size decreases. See, look here, observe the elements atom over here, lithium, electronic configuration is 2, 1. So its outermost shell, it is having 1 electron. In beryllium, 2, 2 is the electronic configuration. So here there are 2 electrons present in the outermost shell. So what is happening? The attraction between proton and the electron is more, right? It will pull the electron towards itself. And in beryllium, the electronic configuration is 2, 3. So here the valence electron is increasing, right? So if there is more nuclear charge, therefore what is happening? Atomic size will decrease as we go from left to right in a period. So what is happening if the atomic size is decreasing? The electropositivity decreases. Right? What is electropositivity? The tendency to lose electron. Okay. So electropositivity decreases as we go from left to right in a period. When electropositivity decreases, so the metallic character also decreases. Okay, are you getting me, children? What metals have the tendency to lose electrons, right? And that tendency is electropositivity. Now if electropositivity is decreasing, so metallic character will obviously decrease and non-metallic character will increase, and there is increase in electronegativity. Understood? Then if we observe down the group, what is happening? Atomic size increases. Now look here, hydrogen, it has 1 electron in its outermost shell. Lithium, 2, 1 is the electronic configuration. Okay, the outermost shell is having only 1 electron. Sodium, electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. So again here it is having what? 1 electron in the outermost shell. So the nuclear charge is less, right? Therefore atomic size increases. Now if the atomic size increases, the electropositivity will increase, right? The tendency to lose electron will increase. Therefore metallic character also increases, right? We know that metals have the tendency to lose electron. That means they have a tendency of electropositivity. So if electropositivity increases, metallic character will also increase, right? And decrease in the non-metallic character as we go down the group. Are you getting me, children? So what is the variation which we can see in metallic and non-metallic character? As we go from left to right, the metallic character decreases, and when we observe down the group, metallic character increases. Okay, see, look here. From left to right in a period, atomic size decreases, electropositivity decreases, and metallic character also decreases. And if we observe down the group, atomic size increases, electropositivity increases, and metallic character also increases. Understood, children? I hope every one of you must have understood today's concept. With this, children, we have finished our lesson number 2 from Science 1, that is periodic classification of elements. Children, please read the lesson for better understanding and watch the video attentively. We shall meet you in our next video with a new lesson. Till then, thank you, children.